Hello friends, and welcome to Gardening with Creekside. Today we are going to create a pollinator paradise here on the back side of the garden shed. I have got some fantastic annuals and perennials that are going to attract the pollinators to this garden in droves. I am so excited to add these plants to this space. If you remember, it was about a year ago that I planted this garden for the very first time, and then in the fall we added some more shrubs to this space. This is a lovely full sun, and when I say full sun, I mean it is hot. It is about 10 o'clock in the morning, and you can see that she is already bright and sunny and will stay that way till basically the sun sets. So this is a full sun garden. Pollinators do love the sun gardens because pollinators cannot regulate their body temperature, so they're cold-blooded. So your butterflies, your bees, all of those, minus the hummingbirds, cannot regulate their body temperature. So they are attracted to the full sun gardens because they get lots of energy to those flowers, and of course those full sun gardens have those big, bold, beautiful colors. And I am going bold, my friends. Yes, I am. I am not shying away from colors, and we are going to mix and match and just have a fabulous time. So let's talk about what is here and what is going in today. This space is what we call the garden shed. This used to be our old chicken coop. You can see this is where the run was. It has that chicken wire on that. We're going to take care of that. We're going to hide that. But basically what we have is we have a maple tree that is nice and tall. Jerry dug this up from the woods like years ago, probably somewhere close to 18, 19 years ago, and planted it here. Clearly is doing lovely. And then we have some Oakland hollies here around the back. Believe it or not, your hollies are going to be your pollinator attractors as well. They are getting ready to put on some flowers, or either they already did, I can't remember, but they do these little tiny white flowers that of course then turn into the berries. And these plants covered in bees when they are in flower. So we have those. Then we have some roses of Sharon that we planted in the fall. We have a Polly Petite here, and then we have another Polly Petite down on the corner. Some of the big attractors for those pollinators that are here are the two butterfly bushes back here in the back. Planted these last year. They were a huge, huge display. Gorgeous, like raspberry-like flowers on them. Beautiful. They love this spot. They are getting nice and big. So we have those. Then we have some irises. Not that I would really say that the irises are going to be pollinator attractors, but I love them, and so they're here. They're kind of hard to tell what is the iris versus what is daffodil foliage, but this is eyeliner. And so there are 3 clumps of eyeliner here, and then there are 2 on the other side. Eyeliner has basically both, can't talk. It's mostly white with a purple edge with a little bit of yellow in it. So we've got those. The daffodils, we're going to plant amongst the daffodils because we don't want to cut our foliage yet. You want to wait until it turns yellow before you get rid of it. Right now it is storing up energy for next year. So what are we going to plant in here? Well, in the back, so up against the wall of the garden shed, I've got my Cleome. You know how much I love Cleome. So we've got Rosalita, Senorita Rosalita, Senorita Blanca. We're going to mix and match them. So we're going to do kind of a patchwork quilt of both the pink and the white. And essentially they're going to go kind of up here against the wall. I'm sure I'll window paint them, but they're going to fill in this area because I have a nice little area that they can go between the wall and the butterfly bushes. Not that they have to go all the way. I do want to try to leave some room so that the butterfly bushes don't get hindered by the sun. So we're going to fill this in with those Cleome. These are great because these Cleome are sterile, so they're not going to reseed, which is sometimes is a good thing, right? I don't want 10,000 Cleomes all around my garden next year. So they're sterile, they're thornless, and they don't have that odors that sometimes Cleomes can have. Continuous bloomers will get nice and big. I mean, the pollinators, your bees, your butterflies love these plants. So they're going to go in. Now, Monarda. bee balm. Yes, this is a great perennial. The traditional Monarda can get really big. Like Jacob's Klein is a great perennial, but it can get huge and then it gets floppy, can kind of be of a nuisance. So some of the new cultivars are nice and more petite. So what we're going to do is we're going to put in the upscale pink chenille. This will not even get quite 2 feet tall. Gorgeous dark green glossy leaves. You can see it is getting ready to explode in color. And your pink chenille is going to be 22 inches tall. It is hardy in zones 4 to 8, spaced about 18 inches apart, which is about what I have right here. And so we're going to put 6 of them in to fill in. They will, if they're happy, they will naturalize and they will form a whole big mound right here together. Then we have the dark purple Roses of Sharon. These are both the same. Planted them in the fall. While Roses of Sharon are fast growers, it's going to take a little bit of time, right? So that's okay. They're going to grow. They will bloom. They've got buds all over them. So we're going to have that nice dark purple up against this pink, really pretty. And then like I was talking about, how are we going to hide this lovely chicken wire here at the old coop? Well, that's where I have 4, and I probably don't even need 4 of these, y'all. This is the Sweet Caroline upside key lime sweet potato vine. And if you can see some of the remnants from last year, I planted 4 of these. They will literally cover this entire wall. They will come up above the roof. They will come over, they will begin to spill down, and they will puddle around this last post. These are great. Basically, all I'm gonna do is plant them right up against the wire and then just kind of tuck them in just a little bit. And once they get going, I do not have to do anything. They will twine themselves, they will go in, they will go out, and all I have to do is, if I get a rogue limb that starts to kind of fall away, just literally tuck it in between the chicken wire, and that is it. So no strings attached, literally. We're just gonna let them do their thing. Then down here on the corner, so we planted, we have all these daffodils we planted in the fall. Well, actually it was late winter, because Color Blends sent us some extra bulbs. And so I had this nice pocket here on the corner. Now these daffodils are going to be perennials for me. So they will come back year after year. But I was thinking, I was like, okay, I want to plant something in this space, right? But in the meantime, I can't really disturb their foliage. And I don't want to plant something that's too hard to pull out in the late summer, because I was thinking lantana. Lantana would be perfect for this garden. But if I plant lantana between these daffodils, their roots can get so extensive that I could really disturb my bulbs when I pull the lantana out. So I was like, okay, we're not going to do that. So we're going to do Vermillionaire. You know how much I love Vermillionaire. It is the #1 hummingbird attracting plant, plus your pollinators. Your bumblebees, your honeybees, they love Vermillionaire. So what we're going to do is, I have a tray of 10. We'll see if I use 10. I probably will. But I'm going to come in and I'm going to selectively plant between the daffodils, right? So I'm going to find some holes, plant between the daffodils, and get these babies in here. Vermillionaire is fantastic because this is all the bloom, right? It is not going to get bigger, but they have that really kind of open, airy habit to them, with that arching habit. They will get to be about 2 feet tall and just fill in this area. Nice big orange pop right here. Hummingbirds are going to love me for planting this in there. So also, once your daffodil foliage does turn yellow, then you can just cut it back. But again, we're going to let it die back naturally because it's storing up the energy for next year. This is a great way to have that succession planting, succession color, but not disturbing those perennial daffodils. Kind of do the same thing here, moving in this direction in those daffodils, and we're going to add in some Guara and the Salvia. So we have got the Carolee Petite Pink, beautiful, nice, rich pink flowers. These are going to be about 14 to 20 inches tall. And we're going to mix and match with the unplugged blue, So Blue Salvia. This is a petite salvia, 2 feet tall. So they're gonna just kind of be interspersed between the irises and the daffodils and the polypetite through there, and just kind of mix and match that blue. You gotta have some blue in the garden. So that is going to bring my pop of blue with that sweet pink, Carolee Petite pink flower. Then my big splash of color. I told you I'm going bold, y'all. All through the entire front. So the front of the bed, all the way up, we're going to put Portulaca. And Portulaca, if you're not growing Portulaca and you have a hot garden, a sunny garden, you need Portulaca. I love the Mojaves. This year we have a new color. It is mango, and mango is that perfect mango color. It's in that orange, but it's a different shade of orange than the Vermillionaire, so they're gonna look really pretty together. A fun fact is that Portulaca, their blooms open and close with the sun. So if you're looking at it and you're like, well, Jenny, you know, big whoop, it's green, there's nothing there. Just wait. Hopefully by the end of the video, they will have begun to open up. I just laid them down here just a minute ago. I already see little tiny pollinators buzzing around. So I have got some little beneficial insects, some little wasps flying around. Really, really fun. So mango is going to be like the other Portulacas, not very tall, only 4 to 8 inches tall. And I think 8 inches is kind of generous. And they are going to spread probably about a foot, and they are going to be absolutely covered in these nice big orange flowers that very sun tolerant. They love the heat. They are drought tolerant once they are established because they have a sedum-like feel to the leaves to them. So we're going to put them all along the front. So again, going big, bold colors. My tools of choice for today, I've got my Biotone, I have got the Jenny's 5-inch heavy-duty auger. I do have drip irrigation in this bed, so what I'm going to do is kind of just gently lift it up so I can see where the irrigation is, because I don't want to wrap it up in the auger. Just lift it up and then kind of space everybody out. So I'm just going to have fun planting. It's literally going to be so easy. It's called drill a hole, throw some Biotone in, put the plant in, cover it back up, and boom. I am not amending this soil today because we have worked really hard on amending this soil, and we have got good, rich compost soil in here, so I don't need to do it today, right? We talked about that before, amend. Well, we have, and we've done it in bulk, so this is nice and happy. So I do not need to do that. And if I'm careful, I won't need to remulch any of those areas. But I've got some if I need to, but I'm trying not to make a mess today. So yeah, we're just going to have fun drilling holes, doing a little Biotone fertilizer, get these babies in the ground, and I'll see you back here in just a couple minutes. Okay, my friends, so today's project is complete. We have got a pollinator paradise here in this garden. Oh my gosh, I cannot wait to see it fill in. I've already had quite the number of pollinators here already, butterflies and bees. Oh my galore, it is fantastic. Cannot wait for the hummingbirds to discover this garden as well. So let me go ahead and show you kind of the final garden, how everything looks. My kids, they were coming and they were like, Mama, are you going to plant all those plants right there? I'm like, no, that's my little stash. That's my little stash of plants that have already gone in, and I just had some leftovers, so I'm just kind of hanging those out. So that's what's happening over there with those. But let's kind of start at the front and then we'll work our way backwards. So the Portulaca is wrapped around all the way from one end here, and then of course goes up to the top of the bed. This mango is going to be absolutely stunning. You can see that it did open up. Portulaca is just great for the sun, and the pollinators love it, especially your bees. So thinking about your bumblebees, your honeybees, they just adore it. It will not be long. With high temperatures that are going to be coming very soon, we're going to have an absolute carpet of this mango portulaca that is going to fill in. You will not see any of the individual plants. They will just be a carpet of orange. So excited. It will go all the way through a very hard freeze for me. Then here on the corner, I did get the 10 Vermillionaire, just got them kind of tucked in. I know right now they're not super visible, but that's all right. These daffodil foliage, they're going to give them a little protection as they adjust to the sun, to this nice new location because they've been in the greenhouse. So this will actually kind of help them a little bit. It will not be long before this foliage begins to die back, and then I can just cut it. And at that time, my Vermillionaire will be having a nice, strong root system. They will be established and we'll be off to the races. No big deal on that. The Unplugged So Blue and the Carolee Petite Pink Guara, they are all intermingled in here. We did a total of 31. So it was 16 of the Salvias and 15 of the Guaras. Actually, it was more than that. I had to grab 3 extra Salvias. So I just I didn't want to be too matchy. So in some places we just alternated, and then some places we put them, one plant right beside the same thing. Mix them all through here. Again, foliage is going to die back. There's a blue salvia between the 2 irises back there, all the way around the sundial, all up in here through behind the star magnolia. It's back there, and then coming on around, and they are from this side as well. Those of you that are faithful viewers, you may remember in the fall when we planted the roses of Sharon, we were in here and we were doing some cleanup. I left my Rockin' Deep Purple salvias. I just cut them to the ground and left them in this area so that they would come back, because sometimes they do. Well, guess what? This year, they did not. I can see the little stubs, but they just did not. So they are an annual, but they can be a perennial for us, right? It all depends on the location, the winter, growing conditions, all the things. So I tell people, gardening is one big science experiment. So if you want to see if it'll come back, just leave it. And if it does, amazing. And if it doesn't, well, you didn't lose anything, right? So this was a science experiment that, don't say it was a failure, it just didn't work. So that's not a problem. We put the Unplugged Blue in there, and then that Carolee Petite Pink, and then everything goes around. So there you go through that point. Yeah, and then we've got back here in the back, we'll go this way. Last year I had tried to leave like a walking path so that we could kind of like walk through here and then walk to the back. I really never did that. So I'm like, I'm just wasting space. Let's fill it in, right? So we've got the pink Monarda. They are nice and happy in here. They're going to be gorgeous against those nice dark purple roses of Sharon. And then of course the climbing sweet potato vine. Y'all, I'm telling you, it's not gonna take long. They're gonna go up and go crazy. I did water everything, so if some things look a little smushed, then that's why. See, look, we already have a bee. Look, there you go. I love it. Little friends, come on in here. And then we have, of course, the Cleome. So both the Rosalita Blanca and the Senoritas, Senorita Rosalita, Senorita Blanca. Just back and forth in here. They are, y'all, again, you're not going to see any ground. I know the irrigation tubing is showing right now. It will not be long. You will not see that. It is going to be this mass of pink and white blooms. Nice, light, airy. I love the Cleome because they continue to bloom as they grow. There is no need to deadhead them whatsoever because they will be very happy just growing and doing their beautiful thing. So I think that's all the plants we put in, right? I say all the plants. It still was a good number of plants, but it was just kind of sticking to those classic, that core group of plants that we're putting in here today. So yes, it has been an amazing day. Let me show you an update, y'all. You remember in the fall, since we're right here, we planted some blueberry bushes, blueberry bushes and blackberry bushes. Oh my gosh, it's about to be a bountiful harvest. So we have 2 kinds of blackberry bushes and 2 kinds of blueberry bushes. So we've got 3 right here. The first 3 are from Southern Living. And let me make sure I look at my tag so I can remember, because I don't remember my names very well. Oh, all of these are thornless blackberries. Okay, this is Osage, blackberry, thornless blackberry bushes. So you can see no thorns, right? Nice and soft, no thorns. But look, do you see the blooms and then all the little berries that are forming? Oh my gosh, I cannot wait. So your blackberry bushes, they're going to bloom and put on the fruit from their 2nd year growth. That's why we didn't get any last year, right? So look at that. Loads of fruit on these babies. Oh my gosh, so excited. I do keep them kind of slightly trellised, if you want to say. So as they grow, we'll keep them kind of contained in here. So we have the ones from Southern Living, and then we have the Taste of Heaven from Proven Winners. This, y'all, you know I keep it real with you. Okay, so I went up last summer and we did not at the time have anybody that was growing the Taste of Heaven blackberry bushes from Proven Winners, and I wanted one. So I went up to production where the online inventory is, and I snagged a quart size plant. So last summer, so I put it in a container, just let it grow, then I put it directly in the ground. Don't complain to me that they're only quart-sized plants, because in less than a year, it went from a quart to this. Look at that, my friends, a quart to this ginormous plant that is absolutely covered in berries. I mean, there are berries all over this thing. So this plant, this right here, was a quart less than a year ago, and we're starting to get a little bit of color on the fruit. Oh, so excited. So there you go. As soon as one becomes ripe and I taste it, I will let you know. And then we have the blueberries. So we've got 3 again from Southern Living. Look at the fruit on these, y'all. This is the Hello Darling. Do you see all the fruit that is absolutely covering these little tiny plants? I mean, they're not even 2 feet tall, and they are covered. This is so exciting. I love it. So there are 3 of the Hello Darlings and then 2 of the pink lemonades. So the pink lemonade, we had at the nursery. I went ahead and snagged them. They were 3 gallons, but these will be pink blueberries. So not quite as full as the Hello Darlings over there. That's all right. I don't care. I'm very excited to see how they will do. So anyway, I just wanted to give you an update on how all the fruit was developing in the garden. The other 2 beds, I do have dahlia tubers that I need to get in the ground that I ordered. So I've got to get them in the ground. So they're going to go on the far bed, and then the bed here in the middle, we're going to put or I may flip-flop it actually. Whichever bed has the most current dahlias in it, that's gonna be the dahlia bed, and then the other bed is gonna be for sunflowers. So I've got to move with purpose and get the tubers in the ground and get the sunflower seeds in the ground. But you know, just add that to the list of things to do. As always, we hope you found this fun, informative, and inspirational. Please like it, subscribe if you did, and we will see y'all in the next video. Bye, friends.